Somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, there was once an island with millions of birds. The skies were filled with them. The cliffs were covered in nests, and for thousands of years, nothing threatened them. Until one day, a single ship arrived, and with it, something small, something almost invisible: rats. What happened next completely destroyed the island. Within decades, millions of birds disappeared, entire species vanished, and the island became so overrun with rats that it was eventually renamed Rat Island. But this story doesn't end there, because more than 200 years later, scientists attempted something almost impossible. They tried to remove every rat from the island, and if they failed, the entire ecosystem would collapse forever. This is the story of how rats took over an entire island. The island is located in the Aleutian Islands of Alaska, one of the most remote places on Earth. Today it is known as Hawadax Island, but for most of its modern history, people simply called it Rat Island. The invasion likely began in the late 1700s, when a Japanese ship wrecked near the island. When the ship broke apart, rats escaped onto land, and the island was the perfect place for them. No predators, unlimited food, and thousands of seabirds nesting directly on the ground, birds that had never evolved to defend themselves from animals like rats. So the rats began to spread faster and faster. They ate the eggs, the chicks, and sometimes even the adult birds. Within decades, entire bird colonies had disappeared. By the 20th century, the island had become almost silent. The birds that once filled the sky were gone. For over 200 years, rats controlled the island, until 2008, when scientists launched one of the most ambitious wildlife restoration projects ever attempted. Their goal was simple to say, but incredibly difficult to achieve: remove every rat from the island, and somehow they succeeded. Within a few years, the birds began to return. Species that had been missing for generations were nesting on the island again. Because of this restoration, the island received a new name: Hawadax Island. Today, the skies above the island are filled with birds once again, a reminder that sometimes even the smallest creatures can change an entire ecosystem. If you enjoyed this story, there are many more strange and unbelievable places on our planet. Subscribe to Beyond Border Docs to explore the world's most mysterious, dangerous, and forgotten places. Because sometimes the most unbelievable stories are the ones that are real.